Pokemon Heart Gold with only one Chimchar was bananas. So let's try something worth gifting over. Can I beat Pokemon White2 with only gift Pokemon? And yes, I will be counting the starter as a gift Pokemon, as it is literally given to you at the start of the game. This will be the first time for me playing Pokemon White2 on this channel, so there may be a few hiccups along the way as we go through this challenge. I am looking forward to this challenge, however, since I'll be able to give myself some type coverage and not necessarily have an over-leveled solo Pokemon. Not to discount the previous challenges, I'm just excited for the change of pace. Don't know if I'll be EV training any of these Pokemon, but we'll see. As always, do keep in mind I'm writing this script as I go through the challenge, so all of this is being written before I get started. Comment down below on your guesses if I can win or not. I think we'll have an okay time throughout, but I suspect later on will give us a bit of trouble. Let's go over the rules. Only gift Pokemon can be used in battle, though I can catch other Pokemon for HMs. No glitches or exploits, and no items in battle, with the exception of held items. So without any further ado, let's do this. Using the universal... No, we don't need that this time. We picked Tepig as our starter and receive our first gift Pokemon of the challenge. I went for Tepig since the other starters won't make sense to get considering the gift Pokemon we can obtain later on. We nickname him Porky. Looking at Porky's nature, we got Lax. Funny, we got that with Chimchar in our previous challenge. This should be interesting. We won't see our next gift Pokemon for quite a while, so for now it'll just be Tepig and I. Our first rival battle goes pretty well as our tackle is stronger than Oshawott's. We'll see how long we can keep that up. And after a handful of tutorials, we're off. Oh, it's supposed to say Cakewalk, but my script says Cakewake, so the next rival battle is also a Cakewake. Does make me wonder why Hugh never used a water move on us. It learns Water Gun level 7, so there really is no reason for it. Oh well, let the good times roll. Next up is Gym Leader Sharon. Porky strikes with an Ember and Patrat sets up a workup. The next Ember gets it to yellow HP and then Porky is hit with Tackle. A third Ember knocks it out. Lillipup is up and nails Porky with a Tackle before getting hit by Ember. Lillipup goes for workup this turn before taking another Ember. Can you guess what the signature move is for this gym? Tackle gets Porky down to 10 HP, but Lillipup also survives the next Ember. So Sharon heals up Lillipup with a potion as Ember only brings it down to yellow. And we're taken down by Bite. So we try again and things play out a little differently. I equip an Orange Berry to Porky just in case. The potion gets used on Patrat instead after taking a crit Ember on the first turn. 3 more Embers after that and Patrat is down. Lillipup gets worked up before taking a crit Ember. We're then hit with Tackle on the next turn, but the Orange Berry helps us out, and Ember gets Lillipup down the red. Another Tackle gets us to 14 HP and a final Ember ends the battle. But Porky also levels up to 15 and learns Flame Charge. That would have been useful here, but oh well. First gym badge done and dusted. It's back to basics for Sharon. Afterwards, Bianca gives us TM27 return. As always, this will come in handy later on, I'm sure. While heading to Burbank City, Porky evolves to a Pignite. Gym Leader Roxy's up. Get it? Because she's in a rock band. Coffee is hit with Flame Charge, chips away at Porky before going down to a crit Flame Charge. We are then rewarded with a level up. Whirlipede wisely uses Protect against our first Flame Charge. The next Flame Charge hits, dealing a ton of damage, but Whirlipede survives. We get Poison and Porky is hit with Venoshock. The Poison gets a bit more work in as the next Flame Charge ends the battle. Second gym badge done and dusted. Pick your poison, we chose victory. Later on, Porky levels up to 20. This is important because his HP goes up to 69. Nice, right? On our way out, Team Plasma gets in our way, but there are pushovers. But more importantly, we're given HM01 cut. So, looking over my notes, I thought I could get an EV this early. I mean, I'm not totally wrong. You can catch them in the Castelia sewers, but this challenge only allows us to use gift Pokemon. There is an EV that is gifted to you later on, but it is available after you defeat the Elite Four. So, sorry Eevee, Guess you won't be joining the team. That's a bummer. But I'm not deterred. There are still some more gift Pokemon out there for us. It'll be Porky and I just for a bit longer. With that sad news out of the way, it's gym time. Gym Leader Berg is up. But let's be honest, this is the bug gym, so Porky pretty much sweeps through his whole team, with the exception of Dweeble, which goes down in 2 turns, but again, it's a fire type against the bug gym. It goes as expected. 3rd gym badge done and dusted. Just gonna insect our way past them. On our way up to Nimbasa City, we have a little battle with Colrez. His team are all steel types, so kinda like the bug gym, his team doesn't give us too much trouble. It takes a little longer for the most part, but yeah, it's a fire type versus steel types. You can gather that we didn't have that much of a hard time. So, moving on. Gym Leader Elsa is up. Emolga causes us a bit of trouble with Volt Tackle as Flaffy takes the Flame Charge instead, but getting us paralyzed as well. Luckily, Leftovers helps a little. By the way, I picked up Leftovers at some point. Flaffy follows up with a Volt Tackle of its own, critting and knocking us out. We try again at level 31, off screen we learn Heat Crash. And lay our weight of Heat Crash on Flaffy, nearly taking it down but getting paralyzed as well, again. We heal a bit with Leftovers, but Elsa heals Flaffy with a Hyper Potion, as it is slapped back down with red HP. Flaffy then responds with a Volt Tackle, sending out Emolga once more, as Arm Thrust doesn't leave that much of a mark. We're hit with another Volt Tackle, going to red. Flaffy is sent out and we're paralyzed this turn. Leftovers brings us out of red HP, but a crit Volt Tackle knocks us out again. So at level 35, Porky takes a Volt Tackle from Emolga and hits with Heat Crash as Flaffy is sent out, taking it down in one shot. Emolga is briefly sent out again as it uses another Volt Tackle to swap in Zebstrika, who takes the Heat Crash instead. It survives and hits Porky with Pursuit. Literally anything else would have been better, as we lay down some Arm Thrusts. The first one triggers the held Citrus Berry and we only squeeze another hit after that. Zebstrika uses Pursuit on us and then we hit with another Heat Crash and it lives with a sliver of HP. Dang. Elsa heals Zebstrika with a Hyper Potion and I gamble with Arm Thrust again, only to get 2 hits in. We're hit with a crit Quick Attack and Porky tries for Arm Thrust again, this time landing 3 hits, gains Zebstrika into red HP. It responds with another Pursuit as we finish off Zebstrika with one more set of Arm Thrusts. And then, Emolga uses Pursuit. Really could have done more damage with Volt Tackle, but okay. As we hit with Heat Crash, ending the battle. 4th gym badge, done and dusted. Trust me, I'm just as shocked as you are. We battle Team Plasma with no issue since we're over leveled by now. But this gets us to level 36. We learn Assurance and evolve Porky into an Emboar. Now we've hit a bit of a roadblock. Literally. As far as I know, I should be making my way to Driftvale City, but there's a biker in the way who's offering to teach us triple battles. We accept, but we can't compete because we only have 1 Pokemon. Our next 2 gift Pokemon are just past this point. But wait, we're not totally up the creek yet. Remember how most solo Pokemon challenges handle double battles? It's by using a low-level Pokemon that won't influence the battle to be allowed to compete. And thank goodness for Auto Center. So now we can proceed to Driftvale City. There we encounter Team Plasma Elder Rude. After a quick battle, we are rewarded with Zora. I don't think I can nickname this Pokemon, but that's okay. It comes with a hasty nature. Speed is up and defense is down. And the ability Illusion. This disguises itself as the last Pokemon on our team. In fact, this should actually pair well with Porky, since Porky being a fighting fire type, our opponent could think that it's weak to Psychic, use Psychic on Zorora, and yeah, you get the idea. We skip the next gym for now to sneak around to Route 6 and stop over at the lab where we are gifted a Deerling. We nickname her Dat Deerdo. Get it? This one comes with a Bashful nature, so that's a neutral nature, which works for us, and Serene Grace. This boosts the chances of the secondary effect of a move from happening. Now it's time to level grind for just a bit. I want to get these new members up a bit before taking on the next gym. Speaking of which, Gym Leader Clay is up. Dat Deerdo lays down heavy damage with Energy Ball on Crococroc. Dat Deerdo lays heavy damage with Energy Ball on Crocorock. I'm gonna say that slow every time, as it torments us. So we go for a jump kick to knock out Krokorok and level up to 33. Energy Ball does about the same to Sand Slash as it goes for a Crush Claw but misses. We follow up with a crit takedown to finish off Sand Slash. Escadrille is faster than DDD as it hits with a Metal Claw and we respond with Energy Ball. We decide to swap in Zoroark disguised as Porky, but that doesn't last long. And sadly, Night Slash doesn't do much and Metal Claw knocks out Zoroark. The real Slim Porky stands up and takes a Metal Claw like a champ and then pushes past Escadrille's Citrus Berry with Arm Thrust to finish off our opponent, ending the battle. 5th Gym Badge, done and dusted. Clay just got grounded by a child. At the PWT, that's Pokemon World Tournament, there is an NPC that tells you what our Pokemon's hidden power will be. No more testing that out on our own. So we find out that Porky's is Water, DDD's is Psychic, and Zoroark's is Fighting. All good for type coverage, but since Hidden Power is strictly a special attack move, it'll only be best optimized on Zoroark long term. Now, considering Hidden Power costs 16 battle points, this will be something I'll look at later. Maybe. We partake in the PWT for Drift Fail. And with DDD putting the work in and Porky as backup, we eventually win the tournament. Next, we take on Team Plasma in a series of battles. DDD evolves into a Sawsbuck, and Zoroark levels to 32. But with that out of the way, it's time to make our way up to Mistralton City. On our way through, DDD levels up to 37 and learns Horn Leech. This will be a way better fit for Sawsbuck. But now, it's gym time. Gym Leader Skyla's up. Zoroark under the gaze of Porky uses Night Slash on Swoobat, taking it down in one shot and leveling up to 39. We keep up the charade by using Scary Face against Swaana before getting struck with Air Slash, dispelling the illusion. Zoroark hits with Night Slash and the next Air Slash misses. We play it safe with Furious Wipes, getting Swaana to use her Citrus Berry, but still bringing its HP to under half before getting hit by Air Slash, going down to 18. The next Night Slash takes down Swaana. Switching to Porky, we slam Skarmory with Heat Crash, dealing a ton of damage as it uses Agility. We're hit by Air Cutter but finish off the battle with another Heat Crash. 6th Gym Badge, done and dusted. Love to blow you away, Skyla. After defeating the gym, we pick up Aerial Ace and teach it to Zoroark. We teach Return to Dat Deerdo and help Porky relearn Hammer Arm from the vendor at the PWT. At Litmus Town, there is a move tutor that exchanges blue shards to teach moves to Pokemon. If I can figure out how to obtain shards effectively, then I will consider teaching Zoroark Dark Pulse. Jumping ahead to Umdella Town for our next rival battle. Hugh's Unfezed takes a Night Slash, going down to half before taunting us. But the next Night Slash knocks it out and Zoroark levels up to 45. We then use Aerial Ace on Samurott, but it responds with Revenge, dealing massive damage to Zoroark, forcing it to drop the illusion. Samurott's Aqua Jet then knocks out our Zoroark. Using Horn Leech from DDD gets Samurott to red HP, but it responds with Revenge again, nearly taking us down. Hugh heals Samurott with a Hyper Potion as DDD hits with another Horn Leech to use our foe like a juice box. A third Horn Leech takes it down and we level up to 44. Porky faces against Simisage, getting hit by a Seed Bomb, but taking the Grass Monkey down in one shot with Flamethrower, leveling up to 45. You get a level, and you get a level. Everybody gets a level! And that's the battle. Moving on to the double battle against Team Plasma's Zinzolin. DDD goes for a jump kick to one-shot Cryogonal and level up to 45. Samurott misses Encore and we both get hit with Air Cutter. Sneasel nails Samurott with Slash before getting one-shot by Dat Deerdo's jump kick, and we're hit with another Air Cutter, but Samurott's Revenge is a bit lackluster. Samurott uses Aqua Jet to crit Golbat and we finish it off with Return. Garbodor is then one-shot by Return. After a huge detour, we eventually arrive to Oblucid City to take on the next gym. Speaking of which, it's gym time. Gym Leader Drayden's up. We come out of the gate swing with a head smash on Druddigon and it retaliates with Revenge. I go for Assurance thinking it'll knock out Druddigon, but it survives with a sliver of HP and then we're hit with Crunch. Draining heals with a Hyper Potion, but we at least crit with Flamethrower. I make another Judgment Call and use Flamethrower again, but it only gets Druidagon down to a red HP, and then we're hit with another Crunch. I am making awful calls here. So, another Flamethrower knocks out Druidagon. My apologies for butchering these Generation 5 names, I just don't know them that well. I figured I could keep Porky out for a bit longer, but he goes down in one shot by Earth Power. DDD lands a Horn Leech as Flygon misses Rock Slide. Another Horn Leech does a bit more damage and Flygon hits with Earth Power. A third Horn Leech knocked it down and we level up to 50. A return deals a ton of damage to Haxorus, triggering its Citrus Berry, and it hits with Assurance. We go for Horn Leech to heal up a little bit, and Haxorus uses Dragon Tail to switch in Zoroark. But our Night Slash is enough to finish off Haxorus, ending the battle. 7th Gym Badge done and dusted. No more dragging this on, let's move on. After Team Plasma attacks Ulplu City with their frigates, I'll have to admit, this cutscene is pretty cool. Moving right along to Hamalau City, I hope I said that right, to take on the final gym. Or not. Guess the gym leader is out swimming? Well, after we fish him out of the water, it's now gym time. Gym leader Marlin's up. Caracasa is swiftly taken down in one shot by a crit Horn Leech. Nope, just kidding. It has Sturdy and then uses Shell Smash. As expected, it takes 2 more turns before knocking Caracasa down. Werelord barely survives the first Horn Leech and uses Amnesia, but then goes down to a second Horn Leech and that Deerdo levels up to 54. Jellicent tanks the first Horn Leech before hitting that Deerdo with Scald. But like Werelord, it goes down to the following Horn Leech, ending the battle. 8th Gym Badge, done and dusted. Left Marlin in our wake. Now from this point on, there is a ton of Team Plasma plot about to happen, so I'll be skipping most of it unless something significant occurs. We're treated to an awesome cutscene, but not only that, a challenging battle against Team Plasma's Getsus. And he's crazy bananas. There's something weird about Zoroark disguising itself as Google. The Cofferegus throws a few curveballs at us, but Zoroark manages to eventually take it down. But Drapion sends Zoroark packing. Drapion uses Earthquake on Porky, who surprisingly takes it and then hits with Flamethrower, but it survives with a sliver of HP. The next Earthquake crits to knock out Porky. Luckily, DDD finishes it off with Return. Seismitoad is one shot by Horn Leech. DDD swings big with Return, taking Electros down to red HP, but then it hits with Acrobatics. We get a bit of HP back with Horn Leech and knock out Electros. But Toxicroak easily takes us down with Poison Jab. So we gotta try this again. We take down Cofferegus with even more elegance this time without even getting hit with Toxic. Porky takes Earthquake like before and hits with 2 Flamethrowers to take down Drapion. Seismitoad is one shot by Horn Leech, again. Electros meets Zoroark's Night Slash not once but twice. Good thing Acrobatics missed. But Electrox survives with a sliver of HP, so gets us heals with a full restore. Zoroark lands the next couple of Night Slashes and then is hit with Thunderbolt. But the next Night Slash takes down Electros and Zoroark levels up to 58. Toxicroak is then one shot by a crit Aerial Ace. Last up is Hydreigon. Porky steps up to the plate dodging Dragon Rush and takes a big swing with Hammer Arm, knocking out the big dark dragon, ending the battle. With Team Plasma now out of the way, it's time for us to head up and take on the Elite Four. On our climb up to the Pokemon League, we have our final battle with our rival, Hugh, which I was underprepared for because I forgot it even happens. Unfezant survives a hit from Return and then uses U-turn on that Deerdo, doing about half of her health and damage. We find out that Buffaland is immune to Horn Leech thanks to its Sap Sipper ability, making me the biggest sap, and knocks out that Deerdo with Mega Horn. But that Deerdo. And from here, we just get a ton of bad luck with Porky missing 2 Hammer Arms in a row and taking 2 Earthquakes before going down. Twirler misses Night Daze and is hit by Wild Charge. Oh, I mean Zoroark. Night Daze hits this time, but it isn't enough as Mega Horn takes us down. Alright, let's try that again. After trekking all the way back up that mountain, we rematch Hugh. We get a bit of luck on our side this time as we almost one-shot Unfezant with Return before it throws a Swagger on us. Hugh heals with a Max Potion and we hurt ourselves in confusion. But the next Return actually one-shots Unfezant down. Hammerarm lands a hit to one-shot Buffalant down. Samurott takes a Horn Leech and responds with a crit revenge to knock out that Deerdo. Luckily, Zoroark is able to knock out Samurott with a feint attack. Simisage then hits Porky with an energy ball before going down to a Flare Blitz, ending the battle. With that, we have arrived at the Pokemon League. From this generation and onward, we get to choose the battle order of the Elite Four. Our toughest opponent will be Marshall, as most of our team is weak to fighting types. And don't get me started on the champion. So, here's our team. It's not bad. I'm hoping we can power through the last leg of this game. Leave your comments down below on your final guesses on whether we can win or not. Alright, let's do this. First up, Ghost Trainer Chantel. Zoroark, under the gaze of Porky, knocks out Cofferegus in one shot with Night Daze. Golurk barely survives a Horn Leech from that Deerdo before striking back with Brick Break. Chantel heals with Full Restore, so we take the opportunity to heal ourselves with Horn Leech, getting back to full and Golurk back to red. The next Horn Leech knocks out Golurk. Zoroark then knocks out Chandelure and Drifbloom with a Night Gaze each, ending the battle. Night night, ghoulish ghosts. Next up is Psychic Trainer Caitlyn. Zoroark rocking the long con hits Musharna with Night Gaze, nearly going down before yawning at us. Musharna is expectedly healed up by Caitlyn, but we stick it out and hit with Night Daze again before falling asleep. But for some reason, the AI locks itself into Musharna using Dream Eater 3 turns in a row despite it having no effect each time. Zoroark wakes up after this and then knocks out Musharna with a feint attack. Zoroark misses the next two Night Dazes as Reuniclus uses Psychic twice, having no effect once more. The third Night Daze hits and one-shots Reuniclus. Sigalith and Gothitelle are both one-shot by the last two Night Dazes. We level up to 67, ending the battle. No foresight needed to know we had that battle in the bag. Our third opponent, Dark Trainer Grimsley, is up. Leopard fakes out that Deerdo on the first turn, but we recover next turn with a crit jump kick. Zoroark as Porky uses Aerial Ace on Scrafty, doing a chunk of damage as Rock Tomb rains down, lowering our HP, speed, and dropping our disguise. I misclicked Night Daze instead of Aerial Ace, not doing as much damage as we are struck with another Rock Tomb. But the next Aerial Ace knocks out Scrafty. Bisharp is one shot by Hammerarm. DDD deals a lot of damage to Crocodile with Horn Leech and heals up back to full as she takes a Rock Tomb. Grimsley heals Crocodile with a Full Restore, but the next two Horn Leeches then knock out Crocodile, ending the battle. Dark times ahead for Grimsley. Last up, Fighting Trainer Marshall. Porkrock uses Aerial Ace on Throw, getting it down to about half before it getting struck with Bulldoze, lowering our speed and dropping our illusion. Keep forgetting that our attack menu resets when we lose our disguise, and I misclicked Night Daze again on Throw, but luckily the next Rock Tomb is avoided. Throw is then taken down by another Aerial Ace. That sort of worked out. We stay in to land another Aerial Ace on Mineshaw, nearly taking it down, and it misses High Jump Kick to knock itself out. That definitely worked out. Our luck turns, however, as Aerial Ace does a bit of damage before Zoroark is knocked out by Hammerarm. Porky then finishes off Colander with a Flare Blitz. And we tell Sock that he sucks by surviving Porky's Flare Blitz with its Sturdy ability and hits us with Brick Break. A Full Restore is used as we go for Flare Blitz again, forgetting that Sturdy ability resets. We go for one more Flare Blitz, knocking out Sock, ending the battle. Now it's time to take on the champion. It's all come down to this. Champion Iris is up. That Deerdo nearly takes down Hydreigon in one shot but survives and then uses Flamethrower, dealing massive damage. We risk the biscuit and go for Horn Leech as Iris heals Hydreigon, but this doesn't pay off. She takes another jump kick but survives with a sliver of HP before taking that Deerdo down with another Flamethrower. Zoroark as Porky comes in swing with an Aerial Ace to finish off Hydreigon and levels up to 68. Zoroark uses Night Gaze on Druidigon, but then is hit with a crit Focus Blast, knocking out Zoroark. Porky goes for Assurance, but it wasn't enough as we're hit by another crit Focus Blast. One more Assurance knocks out Druidigon. Aggron is one shot by Hammerarm, but we are outsped by Haxorus, knocking us out of the battle. Not too bad for our first try, but part of me believed that we were gonna just have a clean sweep. But oh well, let's try again. We have a couple more failed attempts, but after battling the Elite Four over and over again, we give the champion another go. Hydreigon uses Surf on Porky, but then is taken down by Hammer Arm. Aggron is one-shot by Hammer Arm. With Haxorus coming out, we swap out to that Deodo and use Return, dealing a good amount of damage before Haxorus sets up a Dragon Dance. We're hit by X-Scissors next turn and nearly go down, but survive to land the next Return to knock out Haxorus. Druddigon is hit by Night Gaze and gets its accuracy lowered. Despite that, it still manages to hit with Focus Blast and breaks Zoroark's illusion. Druddigon is healed back to full, but 2 Night Gazes are enough to take it down. Lapras survives Horn Leech with a sliver of HP and then uses Ice Beam on that Gyarados. Good thing we had healed up a bit from Horn Leech. So, the next Horn Leech knocks out Lapras. Archeops uses Acrobatics on Porky, knocking us out before we even got to attack. Zoroark comes out as that Gyarados and uses Feint Attack, getting Archeops down to 1/4 HP, but then is knocked out by another Acrobatics. The real Dat Gyarados jumps in and knocks out Archeops with a Horn Leech, ending the battle. There we go! We did it! We beat Pokemon White2 with a team of gift Pokemon. I honestly wasn't too worried since I was able to evolve our team for this challenge. This was our first go at Generation 5, and I feel it won't be our last. There are a ton of optional battles after the Elite Four, but I think we're gonna skip them just because some of them take a lot of effort to get to, and others are just way too overpowered for what we currently have, so we're just not gonna do that. So in my eyes, this challenge is complete. Leave your suggestion for future challenges in the comments down below. I got another special challenge planned for the next video. Can I beat Pokemon Heart Gold using Espeon and Umbreon? Thank you all very much for watching. Give the video a like if you like these types of videos, subscribe for more, and ring that bell to be notified when a new challenge video goes up. So, until then you guys, this is SolarPrimal signing out, and bye for now.